Not now. All right. Hey, Derek, guess what? That's what.
Thank
All
you,
right.
disembodied Zoom voice.
All right. Y'all ready to go? Talk about whatever the fuck this is?
Yeah.
This movie was something else, man. Derek, thank you for joining us. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the One Take Podcast, episode 76. We are joined by none other than Derek Foltz. Derek Foltz, live and in the flesh, back for the first time since 21 Jump Street when you were here with the whole gang.
Yeah, it has truly been 10 decades since you've had me on last, and I'm very excited to be here.
Well, hey, man, look, we're happy to have you. Sorry that we'll start here. Sorry that you paid for this film. Sorry to this man. Why did you do this?
I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this. So, I did not know that this was a Warner Brothers movie because I didn't think that any major movie studio would want to put their name on this.
And it wasn't in Space Jam too. So
no. So I didn't know that this movie was on HBO Max, and so I was like, I'm only going to be able to find this movie in like the drudges of Amazon Prime,
right?
Which I found the extended version, which is 10 extra minutes of, I guess, teenage debauchery. So I had to watch that, and I paid $4, and so I feel like I am owed. I feel like I'm owed.
You spent more money watching this movie than they spent making this movie.
It's very likely. I mean, we'll get into it. We're doing Project X, by the way. Project X, the most 2012 movie of all time, maybe.
It should have stayed in 2012, probably. I should have just kept it in my memories instead of watching it again.
It really is. I mean,
this is.
I can't even explain it. I really cannot explain it. So we'll try to do our best here in a second. Sorry, while I'm saying this, I'm trying to tweet out a link to our YouTube. All right, that's tweeted. Thank God. All right, we are doing Project X. It is a rated R movie, if you didn't know. It is from 2012. It has a 6.6 on IMDb, which is so high. That's too high. Too high.
That's generous.
Yeah. It has a 48 Metascore, which makes, a lot of sense. 3 high school seniors throw a birthday party to make a name for themselves. As the night progresses, things spiral out of control as word of the party spreads.
That's it.
Yep.
That's the movie.
That's the film.
And then one of them goes to big jail. Like within the confines of this movie, one of them goes to prison. So
all of them should go to prison, but only one of them does.
Yeah,
they all deserve to yes, abolish the carceral state, but also maybe let them serve their sentences before
let
we
them
do that.
serve their sentences. Yeah.
Get these menaces off the damn street.
It was directed by Nima. I'm gonna mispronounce this. Nurizadeh. I don't know. Nurizda. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, that was terrible of me. But it was written by Matt Drake and Michael Bacall, who also wrote a movie this same year, which I think he put all of his efforts into, 21 Jump Street. So that came out the exact same year, but it was written by the exact same person. What am I?
Not a real jam going
The same
down.
person
What am I
Welcome
hearing?
to the Space Jam.
The same person wrote that incredible film that wrote this film?
Yeah, I can't believe that.
What am I
Who was
hearing?
playing Space Jam?
Yeah,
Somebody-
which one of you?
Wait, who is playing the Space Jam team? The original Space Jam.
Where's that coming from?
I don't. What is going on?
It's the ghost of HBO Max.
Hold on.
Oh no, it's
Hold on. What the fuck?
it's algae rhythm. It's algae rhythm. We have to log off now.
It's coming. How did that start playing on my laptop?
It was your laptop?
Yeah. Like my iTunes started playing Space Jam.
You have it on iTunes?
Okay. I downloaded Space Jam to put it
No.
in front of our old.
No,
No.
no.
I did. Okay, that was. Thank you, live TV. Dear Lord, I'm not cutting that out, by the way.
No, absolutely.
Space Jam is better than this movie. I'll say that.
Let's not go too far.
Yeah, it is. This movie stinks, bro. But it was starring. Let's see, Good Lord, I'm so thrown off right now. It stars Thomas Mann as Thomas, Oliver Cooper as the only other one with a different name named Costa, Jonathan Daniel Brown as JB, Dax Flame, who's also in 21 Jump Street, is one of the nerds, as Dax, Kirby Bliss Blanton as Kirby, and Miles Teller as literally Miles Teller.
They didn't even try.
How old is Miles Teller supposed to be? I have so many questions about this movie.
He's supposed to be in college.
Watching this movie, I was like, did I know who Miles Teller was in 2012? Like, was Miles Teller popping back in that time? I don't remember knowing who Miles Teller was.
I feel like I knew. I feel like I knew who he was, but I was just like, what a get. What a get for Project X.
Why was he okay just being a complete sleazeball for this film and just like, sure, I'll just be. I'll use my own name, but I'm just going to be a complete sleazeball.
I don't know.
To act.
Like, yeah, he didn't have to do. He didn't have to really do anything.
That's an insane choice that he made for his career.
He was in before this. He was in a critically acclaimed, like Oscar-nominated film, Rabbit Hole, which was like his first foray into film, and then he was in the bad adaptation of Footloose as like the country best friend.
Yeah.
Oh, that was him.
Yeah, and then after this, though,
was he Mr. Footloose?
Was he the Footloose? Was he the loosest foot? I don't know.
Yeah, was he Mr. Foot? Was he Brad Footloose?
Right. No, but after this, he was in the movie that I think people started to recognize him for, Spectacular Now, and then a year after that, Whiplash. So he had sort of like a meteoric rise, I think. Of course, he was in Divergent and stuff like that around the same time too, which is whatever. But yeah, so but yeah, his whole Miles Teller. They go, oh shit, it's Miles Teller. That is the line from the movie.
They said, oh shit, it's Miles Teller, from Rabbit Hole.
Yeah.
A film we've all seen.
Dog, weren't you in Footloose?
So wait,
weren't you Brad Footloose?
This is before Whiplash?
Yeah.
That's it. This is even a more insane decision. Did y'all know who he was when he popped up on the screen when you first saw it?
I don't think that I did. I don't remember like ever clocking that.
Now going back and looking at it, like I knew his name was like Miles or something, but the fact that they go, oh shit, it's Miles Teller. Like you didn't even try, dog.
I have a confession to make. I want to be controversial and brave on the pod today.
Always.
This is the first time that I've seen this movie.
Same.
I've never seen this movie until today.
How did you miss this, dude? This was like
you knew me in high school. There was no way I was watching this movie.
True. I think this was the most pirate. Like I had to have watched this like on a DVD rip or something.
I definitely watched this on bootleg back in the day.
What year did this movie come out?
2012. Yeah. So this was the most pirated movie of 2012. It had like 9 million pirated, like or so they were told. It was a hit, man. I don't know. I guess it was like the height of like raves or something. I have no idea why this was a hit, but it was, and it cost $9 million to make, or so they say. I don't believe it. I don't know where that went. Probably to like rent a helicopter.
So it went to Miles Teller.
Yeah.
Miles Teller, a party bus, and a flamethrower.
Yeah. It says $12 million. I had seen 9, but it made $102 million worldwide. And and we have forgotten to mention, this is just off the back. This is just, they market this as from the guy that brought you Hangover, Todd Phillips. That's why this movie, I think, made a lot of money. They were like, oh, it's going to be another Hangover type thing. And it just isn't. It's nowhere even near as smart as The Hangover, which isn't a super smart movie. But like, Yeah, I don't know.
That's the thing, though. Like, I guess I'll start my review with this.
Go
This
ahead.
movie doesn't even try to be smart. Like, this doesn't try to be a film in any way at all. Like, they don't even have character names. They're just use their real fucking names. Like, that's part of what made it really cool in 2012 was that it felt like just a real party that could happen, and people tried to make it real parties to happen, and people died and went to jail.
Yep.
For Project X parties back in 2012. But they didn't try to make this a movie at all. Like, they didn't try to make a plot. They didn't try to like give you a story that you care about or whatever. Like, they don't try to make any of the characters particularly like relatable or like real. They're just like, for 20 minutes, they're like, okay, we're gonna have a party tonight. And then the rest of the movie is a fucking party.
The rest of the movie. There's a 5-minute scene at the end where they're just like, hey, y'all are cool now. And then they said, "Oh well, he's going to jail for inciting a riot."
To jail. But that being said, a part of myself that I really don't like that much right now at 26 years old still thought that some of the shit was really fucking cool. Like, I'm sorry, but some of this looked like just the best fucking time to me. I saw this movie when it came out on bootleg. I was either a junior or senior in high school, one of those, 16, 17 years old. And this just looked like the coolest shit in the world to me. Like, the soundtrack was so dope. I didn't really go to like that many parties. And obviously I never went to any parties like this. So this just looked like just what like all the cool kids would probably be doing. And
you never attended a party where they put a little person in the oven?
No, I unfortunately not. I missed all of those. I wasn't cool enough to get my invite. So parties where, you know, grown little people and the neighbors and
people are setting things on fire and doing ecstasy out of a gnome. Yeah, because that's what we were all doing in high school. Ecstasy.
See,
that's the drug we were doing.
When the pills came out or anything was being snorted, that was when I went home in high school. So maybe things like this happened after I went home, but I always went home. So yeah,
Mom, kids are taking narcotics. Come pick me up.
Exactly. Mom, I think they're doing coke. Can I go?
Mom, I'm scared.
But yeah, like so much of the soundtrack is so dope, and it's like just constant montages of kids just like having the time of their life or whatever, and like naked girls going into pools and shit. And like as a 16-year-old boy in 2012, my little 16-year-old 2012 brain, I was like, this is so fucking dope. And watching this movie yesterday, some of that came back. But obviously this movie shouldn't have been made. This was a terrible fucking idea.
Yes, it should have, because they made their money back 10 times. So yes,
they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, watching this movie, I was like, literally nothing goes wrong until a guy with a flamethrower shows up. So that's why people like were throwing Project X parties and people were dying, because like nothing bad happens in the movie.
Like nobody's gonna show up with a flamethrower.
Nothing fucking happens in this movie. I was like, this just looks cool. This is like the most dangerous shit to give to children. All that being said, I give it like a C- just off of nostalgia, but it's such a terrible movie.
Yeah, something that they do, and Derek, we'll get you here in a second. Something that they do in this movie, and that they did in these 2012 like found footage films, that just everyone made these movies, off the back of what Paranormal Activity.
Paranormal Activity, yeah.
Off the back of
Projects.
Yeah,
everybody started doing them.
They just, I think it like started with the Blair Witch Project, and then it like hit another level with Paranormal Activity. But they did this in Paranormal Activity, and they did this kind of in this movie, where at the very beginning they're like, sorry to the Burbank Police Department for what you're about to see or whatever, and like it's a real thing, and they marketed it as such, where it was like, look what these kids got up to.
Yeah, there were people in Teachers Mentions today being like, this was based on a true story. That makes it great. And I was like, no.
Literally, people were like, yeah, you have to give a point for being based on a true story. And it's like, do we all not know the found footage trick? We've all seen this before. This is not a new trick.
You don't remember when they burned down an entire neighborhood in Pasadena?
Yeah, and they did it in Paranormal Activity, where they're like, sorry to the family of this ghost woman or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's just not a real
This
thing.
ghost woman.
Not a real thing.
Sorry to this ghost woman.
But I'm built different. But it just was like, it fooled so many of us in 2012 where we were just like, oh my God, can you believe what actually happened?
Yeah, we can do that shit this weekend, bro. Let's go.
God damn, American teenagers are so fucking stupid.
No, we're all dumb.
My cousin's a DJ. He has an iTunes account.
But like, come on, man. Like jumping off the roof into a fucking bouncy house, like that just looks amazing when you're 16 and dumb.
Yeah. He can play Latch. All right.
The break it down, yo.
That was actually kind of cool. Derek, go ahead.
I don't want to be the like, I know we're all probably going to say that this movie is bad, but I also don't want to be just the overwhelmingly like this movie is a piece of garbage, should have never been made.
I might go there. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. This movie fucking sucks. Like it like there was nothing in this movie I think except for the two security guard kids that made me laugh because they were just at a 10 the whole like or at like a 100 the whole time.
Him tasing that guy is punching the kid in the face is actually very funny.
It is funny.
So like as I said, I was not anywhere near the only parties I were going to were like youth group parties when I was 17 years old in high school.
Cast parties, somebody might bring some weed.
So they were exactly
I didn't even
like
go
this
to
party, right?
No, yeah. we were jumping off the roof into a baptismal.
Blasting Kirk Franklin.
No, my people say. No, yeah, I wasn't even allowed to go to the cast parties. I got invited to one cast party in high school for theater, and I heard that they like did a bunch of drugs, and I was like, I'm glad I didn't go.
What would people think of me if I like stood out?
What would my reputation say?
Yeah.
See, I won't do drugs.
So this is I don't know what like I can't extrapolate more on this except it's just bad. It's just really, really bad. I wish speaking of Paranormal Activity, the whole time I was watching this, I was like, this would be so much better if it was a horror movie. Like if they would have kept like the beginning of this movie the same and then like went into the party and then just some like wild crazy shit started happening, like paranormal shit, I would have been like, yeah, I'm all about this. Like this is great.
100 times better.
When the camera guy just starts killing them all because it seemed like the camera guy
well, they made it seem like his camera guy killed his parents.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was wearing a leather duster at the end of this movie, so the jury's still out. He also didn't talk this entire movie, so you know it's the quiet ones.
I love how everyone that meets him like, who the fuck is this guy? It's like
Dax, the camera guy. He's gonna make us look dope.
It's Dax.
Derek just made a much better movie. I just pictured in my head the party's happening, and then in the background of one of the shots, you see someone get stabbed, and at first you're like, wait, did I see that correctly? It's like that sounds fucking awesome. Come in.
Absolutely. It's what I do on my podcast all the time. It's when we take movies that suck and we just make better movies.
Well, as soon as the house starts to slowly get destroyed, that is a representation of his mental health, and he's actually trapped inside.
Yes. So one of the things that this is gonna make me sound deranged, but you know, here we are. Have y'all seen the Darren Aronofsky movie Mother?
No.
Yeah, well, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yes.
This movie follows the same plot structure as that movie.
Holy shit.
Project X walked so Mother could run. You know,
the mother could eat a child.
I was like,
that movie stinks, dude.
I like that movie. Actually, I cried the whole last 15 minutes of that movie because I was just very overwhelmed the whole time. I'm an emotional person.
Overwhelmed with what?
Just there was so much on Mother, not Project X.
Oh, I was gonna say
I was overwhelmed.
You really don't
with the
like
awful
violence
choices
against the
these
police?
teenagers were making.
That poor neighborhood is burned.
You're gonna have to pay so much money to restore that bins.
If we know anything about if we know anything about white people from last summer, they really care about neighborhoods. So
Well, what's gonna happen if they just come marching in our neighborhood? Well,
I will
flamethrowers,
say I give this movie props because it is the most force I've ever seen the police use against white people. So it's like, I mean, you know,
I thought about that too. I was like, at first they were so scared to do anything to these children, and then eventually they were just like, "Nah, fuck it."
They were just throwing smoke grenades at them, like fuck
they were
these
throwing
kids.
flashbangs. I was like, what is this, Call of Duty?
Oh god.
But
Oh
this
my
movie,
God.
this movie sucks. It's an F. I hate it.
Okay, by the way, before we get to Tej, this movie is the critics are online with you, Derek. It has a 28% on Rotten Tomatoes. This is like one of the lower movies we've ever reviewed. 28% on Rotten Tomatoes, 61% audience score. Original, unfunny, and all around unattractive. Project X mines the depths of the teen movie and found footage genres for 87 minutes of predictability, mean-spirited debauchery. They hated this movie, man.
Not mean-spirited debauchery.
Good Lord.
Was
Anyway,
it mean-spirited? It felt like they were having a great time.
I mean, he dropped the Costa dropped
Did
some
you?
like
I
hard F
was like,
words.
Oh, bro.
Did you?
Come
He
on.
also
hear how
dropped
many
the N-word at one
slurs
point.
this
He
man was
did
saying?
drop-
word. This film has an R. Kelly joke, or has an R. Kelly song, and my first thought was, what in 2012 was the R. Kelly thing like big? I was like, I think that it was, and then they make an R. Kelly joke at the end of the movie. And I'm like, oh, they understood the R. Kelly joke. So why did they put an R.
Yeah.
Kelly song in this movie? That makes no sense. That is a crazy, insane decision.
I missed
We
the R.
were
Kelly joke.
tripping in 2012.
So-
It was
so
Jimmy
they-
Fallon
they-
bit at the end.
They have the R. Kelly joke. It's something like I haven't seen that many teenage
there-
boobs since R.
No,
Kelly's
oh yeah.
Yeah.
grade school or something like that. But if you remember, when the three of them are upstairs by themselves, they play bump and grind, like when they're having the little speech about how they're gonna fuck the girls. And so they knew that the R. Kelly thing was happening, and they still paid R. Kelly to put his song in the film. Insane decision. I could not.
When you
believe
say when you say the scene where they talked about fucking the girls, do you know how little that narrows it
that.
down?
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
It starts at that. It starts with him saying, it starts with Costa saying, I'm gonna get so much pussy tonight, and then his mom going like, you're gonna get so much what? Like, he's like, hi, hello.
The wildest line of this movie is Costa with so much conviction in his voice being like, Thomas, I'm sorry, man. I just wanted to get some pussy.
I don't know how to fix any of this, man. I just wanted to get laid. Like, Jesus
That
Christ.
I
line-
felt that though.
That line read was so good. That kid went on to Juilliard.
I felt that shit though. I was like, okay, that's
That
real.
kid went on to Juilliard.
None of these guys, kids, by the way, there's like, it's the same thing that they do with every teenage. Like, I think Thomas Mann was the youngest one out of all of them, but all these dudes are like 23. Miles Teller
Oh,
had
that's
to have been
right.
like 28.
Derek,
All
did you get
I
a letter
mean-
grade?
F.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, F. Full F.
All right, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
All right, so I'm gonna give this film a C minus. I'll spoil it, and it's bad, but I understand why it works. It works because like there is literally no character development. All these characters are just kind of like flat outer linings of humans. They're not actually real humans, so the viewer can really impose themselves. And especially if you're a white teenage boy, you can walk into a movie theater and you can insert yourself into this party, which is the point, which is what they want, right? These guys are kind of like my friends, kind of like the people that I know. They're listening to the same music that I listen to, and this party looks awesome. I'm enjoying this, right? But this is an incredibly bad film, and I know this is going to sound weird, but what the film is missing is like a sense of. It's not even like missing a plot. It's not even missing like fully developed characters, because you don't need that for a successful party movie. What you need is charm. You have to make us root for these guys. You have to make us feel like now that they're becoming popular, we are rooting for them. But you're damn sure, of course, not rooting for the filthy mouth one. That guy fucking sucks. Everybody hates that guy.
You hate that guy immediately. Like, oh,
Everybody
this
hates him.
kid.
Everyone hates him from the beginning. It's clear that they are aware that you're going to hate this guy. He's also their way to telling a whole bunch of jokes that have aged badly. But I can't hold that too much against the movie, because a lot of films that I love have aged badly because of the jokes. These jokes are particularly bad. White kids
These are
running around
even
saying
worse.
the N-word are not. It's just not for me. It wouldn't have been for me in 2012. It damn sure is not for me in 2021. But obviously, there's some of the stuff that's funny. I thought the security guard bit with the little black kid was hilarious. Like he looked so angry the whole time. I thought it was hilarious.
He's like, we're gonna go burn down their house. He's like, you're not gonna burn down their house. There's a wife and a kid.
The kid breaking into their house. And like,
he's like in the closet, just like phone like straight up to his face. They're calling the cops right now.
And I will admit, just like Derek said, that like I had never seen this film, so this is obvious. I'm way too old for this film, and I will not admit that very many times on this podcast. But I'm too old for this film. This film came out in 2012. I was already done with college and law school, so I was not attending at all. Right, I was in a very different part of my life at this time.
Going and having a nice scotch and a cigar,
an old fashioned.
Which is why I did not see this movie. I've obviously heard of it because of what it did, and I'm into movie and cinema, and so I definitely realized that somebody made a $10 million movie and made $100 million off of it. That's a pretty fucking big deal. And this movie hasn't aged well, but I definitely see what people saw in it. And I love a party movie, so I wanted to have fun. I just didn't really have fun, but I will acknowledge I would have liked this film more in 2012. It probably would have been like in the B range, maybe in the high C range as opposed to the low C range. But in 2021, this is a horrendous film, and I want Todd Phillips to be tried for crimes against humanity. C-.
It's like the multiple dominoes meme where it's like Todd Phillips makes Project X, Bradley Cooper hangs himself at the end of A Star Is Born. Like,
no, this was absolutely Todd Phillips' Joker origin story.
Yeah.
He produced Project X, and he's like, you know what I can do? Make the Joker.
Yeah, honestly,
they'll watch anything that I do. Holy shit!
After Project X, like that's probably when all of his ideas about cancel culture or whatever the fuck were formed, and why he does all the dumb shit that he does now. Because, like we said, people really fucking died because this movie was such a bad influence on children, and
we say it's not based on. I don't know which was first, the Australian kid that got charged for like $20,000 in properties damage, and it's kind of based on the interview at the end with Costa where they actually interview him. They actually interviewed this kid. You can go look it up. He's just like, he's in one of those, like, the Cookie Monster, like flat bill hats and like the stunner shade, the shutter shades or whatever. He's in those, and like, yeah. And he looks exactly like he's straight out of a, Zoomies catalog or something like that.
No.
But yeah, I think that may have been based on that, because he threw this huge party or multiple parties and caused all this damage and like got fined for it. He's now a 27-year-old with like tattoos and like depressed. But like
aren't we?
But yeah, but then after that, since they made this movie, they said, oh, it's partially based off this. After that, they made this movie. We were talking about last week on the podcast. There were shootings in Houston. There are people renting out these old, or not even old, like unfinished houses. They would go in and break in and just throw these huge things in these houses that people hadn't even moved into yet. You know how pissed those people probably were. Like, God damn it, I just bought that light fixture. But so they were doing that, and yeah, they would try to do that, and like 2 people were like murdered in Houston. So yeah, I could see where you're supposed to get some backlash from this. And that's why they put at the beginning of this movie, I know they also put the thing where it's like, sorry to the Burbank Police Department, where it would like make you think it was real. They put in front of this like a Jackass movie, this is not real. These stunts were performed by like actors and stuff like that in a closed environment.
I wanted to ask, when y'all first saw the movie, obviously the true story part, the Pasadena police part was there. Was the disclaimer part there? Don't try this at home. Was that
don't
there?
think so.
I knew that happened later. I was just like, that had to be a response to whatever the backlash was from all these stupid ass kids having these parties. But I was like, there's no way they had the foresight to put that in the film.
Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. They're like, this is a real thing. This is something that you can do. Like,
and everyone tried to do it. Literally every party in 2012 and 2013 was a Project X party.
So the little small town that I come from, or that me and Roden come from, every weekend it was like, oh, Project X party. When you got there, it was just going to be a bonfire. And the wildest thing they did was have like multicolored Jello shots. Like
Clint
that was
punched,
it. But they're like,
Clint punched Reagan because she took his weed. You're like, what?
Project X party.
Yeah.
This weekend was Buck Wild.
It always is like it always. We'll talk about dudes you meet at a party, but like it always was in these high school things where it's like, and I didn't party that much until like senior year of high school. And even then, it was just like, hey, I got this brown weed. Do you want to like go and like drink some wine coolers in a field?
And I got some Boone's Farm for my mom.
Yeah.
Boone's Farm. I got some MD 2020.
Oh. Light your breath on fire. But it's just like, it's just it never was this, especially in these small towns. Like I could see that like in Pasadena, California, maybe where there's more than like 300 kids, but in our small town, it's just like, hey, we're gonna go sit out of the back of a truck and listen to Alan Jackson. You want to come? Yeah. Nah, man, this movie stinks. This movie is bad. The found footage thing is a novelty that, when done right, it works. Like the original Paranormal Activity, even though going back and looking at it now is very stupid, but like it worked back then. There was a found footage movie called Searching that came out a while ago that was actually really, really good and really well done.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when it's done well, it's like, oh, this is an interesting way of, because you don't see things like that. But this is just like shaky cam going all over the place. They gave all the main cast like cell phones, cameras and stuff like that, which in 2012, I don't know, the back of an iPhone 1, like that's what it looks like. So they gave them all cameras and they filmed, like they just kept recording. So they took whatever footage that these kids recorded or these young adults recorded and put that in the movie. And it just wasn't even like, they didn't even pay like a cinematographer, it felt like. So, and on top of that, there is no really plot to this. They start like, they don't even go into making you feel like these guys are really, because they have a group. He has a group of friends. Like he has a group of 3 or 4 friends. One of them's a very attractive girl, that is like, that's in this movie, in the confines of this movie. Most of the time it's like, oh, I can never get a girl to talk to me. One of his best friends is like the hottest girl in this movie, or like one of the hottest girls in this movie. And then, but they don't do enough to establish like they aren't cool, which I guess you don't have to. Like they basically some dude goes, "Fuck you, nerd," and that's it.
Say it, yeah.
And that's it.
That's about as much character development as they get.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you, nerd.
Some
Why
of
are you
the
looking at my dick?
Yeah, some of the stuff that was I groaned out loud when that guy was like, "Why are you looking at my dick, dude?" I was like, "Oh,
Exactly, man. High school jokes were really not good.
Not even that. I don't even know if anybody like, yeah, there's some high school dudes that were like that, but I never knew any like straight up assholes like that in high school. Like most people are pretty just.
No, I did.
Oh, okay.
I knew people that would. No. I absolutely knew people that would be like, if you were like, "Hey, can I get to my locker?" They'd be like, "What are you looking at my dick, dude?" It's like I'm literally looking at my locker. Your pelvis just so happens to be in the way. Please move, you future closet case.
Yeah, you're gonna need some therapy that you won't get later, and that's okay. We'll try to help you through that later when you're posting on Facebook. Why is the vaccine not working?
If your vaccine works, why do I need to get it?
I could still get COVID with the vaccine. You're like, oh shit, I got to delete you off of Facebook. Yeah,
you got a business degree from Phoenix Online. Shut up.
Yeah, I don't think that a lot of these jokes work. Like some of the stuff that like Costa says is really funny. Like the back and forth between him and JB, the nerdy kid like, with the glasses, who wasn't actually really that nerdy. He was just fat. It was just kind of like
that's enough in 2012.
In 2012, literally that was enough.
Yeah, it's like
it's fat. That's the joke.
He was basically he was stupid. They made him a stupid person. Like he wasn't like smart or anything like that. He was just fat and dumb, which is a very kind of like interesting way to turn that on its head. Because at the very end of the movie, which is it's a joke in poor taste, but it's like, oh, they convinced the court he's special needs. Yeah.
I want to give
But one of the
I wanna
jokes
get-
that I did laugh at, he's like, man, this really fucked up my college plans. He's like, your grades fucked up your college plans.
One thing
I give this
we have
movie
to-
I give this movie a D minus. Sorry for all that.
Good
Like,
job.
D minus. I can't give it more than that. It has merit. The soundtrack is phenomenal.
Thanks.
They spent most of the money on this soundtrack. I guarantee you. They
The-
spent $1 million
the
on the soundtrack.
I have a couple
The
questions
cho-
about the soundtrack.
The
ahead, Derek.
chokehold that that the remix of Pursuit of Happiness had on our culture
Oh,
in
Oh my
2012
God.
because of this
Oh my
movie.
God.
bro, to this day, like, I listen to
Pursuit
it
of
in the car
Happiness is a
today.
great song. It's like, but the remix, it like literally would not take us. It would not leave us alone. It would
It
just.
was everywhere.
Yes.
You'd think you're gonna hear like the original Pursuit of Happiness, but then it's and you're just like, oh god.
Whose
I'm just
idea
like, yes.
was it to put an Eminem song on this soundtrack for this party? And the same idea for the Wale song. I thought I liked the soundtrack, but there was a couple of choices that was just like, if White Trash Party by Eminem came on at a party and was that, I would leave the party. Like, this is the end of the party.
Because you're not
Like,
white trash,
my-
Teach.
My party
Not for you.
experience is over. Like,
There's
I'm not,
five
I'm
being
black.
mad.
There's 5 black people at this party, Teach.
There were literally like 3 black people there, and I was like, "Why are y'all still there? They just played White Trash Party. That means it's time to leave. This party's going to go bad." It was right there. All the signs were there.
we call that in the screenwriting business foreshadowing.
Yeah, I just
Some of the songs would not age well either. Like I was listening to the 2 Live Crew song that they used at the beginning of this movie in the car today, and I was like, oh, this is bad. Like this,
but
they
the,
can't say these things.
the hearts. What do you call? Or what was it? The our heads will roll song.
Yeah.
Oh,
Still,
yeah.
a complete
Oh, that
banger.
remix is
Still
so
an
good.
absolute banger.
Yeah,
But I'm
Every
also
time.
like, I was listening to the Yeah Yeah Yeahs because I was a indie theater kid. I'm like, who in this crowd is listening to the Yeah Yeah Yeahs?
Once they made that remix, everybody was listening to that shit.
Yeah, everybody.
Oh,
was
wait.
listening to that.
That shit is fire.
It's so good.
It's so good.
yeah.
They
I
got
just
fucking Pusha T and Tyler the Creator in on this soundtrack. Like that was a big thing in 2012.
There's a
like
Ty-
listening
there's a
to
Tyler
Odd
song on
Future
there?
and shit.
Yeah.
It's not Tyler's actual verses on there, but like that Pusha T song, "The Trouble on My Mind," when
Oh,
you're like
okay.
in the store.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Tyler's on that song.
Tyler's on that song. yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I just think also some of the editing choices is really weird. Like I know it's found footage, but even then it was like super jump cutty all the time. Like they tried to like cut for comedy and it just didn't work as well. I don't even know. Like they would cut on the joke and they cut too quickly. You know what I mean? Like don't think about this joke too long. This joke stinks, but don't think about it too. I feel like half this movie had to have been improv.
I thought the
Yeah.
way they were doing it's like a party. Well, I guess the whole movie's a party montage, right? But one of the party montages is the song playing, and then a guy just jumps through the window and breaks the glass. I really like the way they kind of cut that, like the way that it was cut.
Cut the music.
stops, the guy just jumps through the glass. I was like, oh, that's a rare example of like a good cut in this movie because all the other cuts were just frustrating me. I was like, what is happening with this film? I will say they deserve some credit. We shit on them for using like iPhone footage in this movie. But now, like established directors film entire movies on their iPhone, so we should probably give them a little bit of credit for that.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing.
What's his face? Soderbergh would have. If this was
Soderbergh
a
is
Soderbergh movie, you would have been
He
like
only films
put a
movies on his
98%.
iPhone now.
Steven Soderbergh presents Project
Project
X.
X.
He only
They would have
films
been
movies
nominated
on
for
the
Best
iPhone
Picture.
now.
it's a heist film inside of
Also, that's another way that you can tell they really didn't try to make this a movie. They just called it Project X. They didn't even bother giving it a name.
Well, I read something about that too in the trivia because they wanted to be like the studio was like, "What the fuck is Project X?" And they said, "Well, what do we want to call it?" And they just said, "Happy Birthday, Thomas
Nothing.
Cup." They said, "Happy Birthday, Thomas Cup," or whatever his last name is. And
That's a horrendous film title.
yeah, and Todd Phillips goes, "That sucks."
That's a horrible film title.
Todd Phillips like, "That's the worst," and they couldn't come up with a different name, and so they're just like, "All right, Project X." And
That's why it's so clumsy in the beginning of the movie. They literally say this is Project X. That's the only time it comes up. And it's
Yeah.
like they just toss that in there because they know this is gonna be the name of this film, and we don't really have a reason why we called it this.
They
So
filmed that
it's just a
scene
toss in
last.
there.
They filmed that
Yeah.
scene last.
They definitely filmed that scene last.
Like, this is Project
It was like
X.
right before the premiere, and they were just like, Like Costa was on the red carpet. He was like on the red carpet, and they're like, "Hey, can we do some ADR real quick? Can you just say this is Project X?"
Hey, this is Thomas Cubs. This is Project X. Like, it just like voiceover, terrible voiceover.
Project X.
I will say this, man. I just coming from just even in college, and I went to some Baylor. They like to make fun of like Baylor for not part, but I went to some big parties at Baylor. None of this shit like happens. If you saw somebody like, people don't take tequila shots like they were taking tequila shots. Like, nobody's passing around ecstasy in that amount. Like, it just does.
No one can afford it.
No.
Yeah,
Somebody,
I am not popping fucking gnome ecstasy on the lawn like at your
those
party.
kids, 15 people die in this movie because they're just like, oh, pills. What?
So was Project X, was this movie, I know it's not directly like named this, but was Project X what brought like Molly to the forefront of culture? Like, did everyone start talking about Molly because of Project X?
No, but it's way too late in the game. It was already.
Oh, is it?
It's way too late in the game.
It definitely brought like that kind of drug use to like I didn't know what to shelter kids. Like, I didn't know what ecstasy really was. Like, what?
Had no clue.
Really?
Not at the time. In 2012, I was 17. You know what I mean? So it's just like I'm not.
We didn't all finish law school in 2012.
Yeah,
We didn't know what
I was
ecstasy
very
was.
well aware what ecstasy was at this time in my life.
At that time, like, I get it. Like, would have taken 18 of those pills. By the way,
bar.
At least 10 kids died from like
like heart palpitations because they took they were popping those things like Skittles. They were like, hey, and just like I'm serious. In that scene, somebody took like 3 pills.
Also, these children have been drinking alcohol for like 12 hours straight by the time this movie is over.
This is like Woodstock 99, but I'm not actually sure why the party devolves. Why do people start destroying things? I have no idea why that starts happening.
They're white.
Exactly.
They're white, they're drunk, and it's not their stuff. That's all you need.
Not mine. Dude has like a crystal vase, and he's like, I'm not gonna break it. That makes sense. Within this confines of this shitty film, hey man, you're really killing my vibe. Like, I found this thing. It's not yours, dickhead. That happens a lot at white parties, I feel like, where it's just like
the little person. The little person grabbing the keys to the Mercedes and driving it into the pool just because fuck you. That doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make sense. But the stuff like people like just being obnoxious and loud and
just
breaking
Christopher
things,
Columbusing things in your house.
Yeah,
just finding it and saying, "This is mine now."
I did this. I claim this for me.
Like a random room to go fucking upstairs.
The little person punched like 30 people in the nuts, and they were doing weird stuff to his dog. I'm like, what are these people doing? Like, you don't go to people's houses and start fucking with their dogs.
This is Sodom and Gomorrah. This is literally this is hell.
Also,
what we saw was hell.
With the little person like punching people in the dick. How long does that last before somebody just like, okay, I'm just kicking this little person in the face?
Yeah, someone's some drunk ass dude is gonna kick him in the face. Like, everybody's just gonna stand there and let him punch you. I saw you punch 7 people in the dick. Now
he punched one woman in the vagina too.
Yeah.
He cunt punched one woman. He was just like, ah,
no.
I'm gonna at least defend myself. I'm definitely not gonna just let you punch me in the dick. That's not happening.
There was one time where this little person did say "fuck your cock," and I said, also, I want to bring up there are multiple adults in this movie that were at this party that deserve prison time.
Yes,
like Miles
more specifically, Simon Rex when he goes to start rapping. And he's like, "Yeah, I want you to suck my dick." I'm like,
"Oh, you saw that is a
17-year-old."
I was like, "I don't know what that is."
That wasn't in
this scene did not appear in my version of the film.
Okay, yes. So there's a scene where Simon Rex, famed Vine star, which
he's also in like weird, the bad versions of scary movies, like the 4th and 5th ones. Yeah.
Yes, they're all singing happy birthday to Thomas, and then he goes up there, he's like, I got a song to sing too, and he's like, I want you, he's like doing like a freestyle, and he goes up to literally all three of the main characters and says, "I want you to suck my dick. I'm going to bend you over the back of your dad's truck and give you a reach around." Like,
I'm
I'm
glad
like-
that wasn't in my version of the film.
How long was
I
your
was like,
version of the movie there?
it was on this weird website, X Hamster. I don't know. I was scared
Extended
the whole
cut.
time.
Mom, I'm scared. The
My teeth, the virus.
your
I don't know how
mom.
that happens.
calling your mom at 25, like, look, I just watched this movie. There are several adults. Like the funny bit though of the guy with the mustache coming in and at the very end where they're interviewing him and is like, I don't know, this neighborhood's normally quiet. Like you moved to this neighborhood and he's there and he's got like dark circles under his eyes. He's like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this Ted Lasso looking motherfucker.
Yeah.
I realized who that was. I don't know if any of y'all have seen the show Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, but that guy plays Daryl in Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. And I was like, holy shit. Fucking
No.
Leo pointing meme.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
And
not
no-
missing much, but oh my
That
God,
reference was
man.
for 3 people.
Hey, that's
Shout
fine.
out.
But
all
he
3 of you who watch Crazy Ex-Girlfriend and listen to this podcast will know what I'm talking about.
he is in several. He's just like one of those guys that just appears in several things. But
Regular old white person. That's
Yeah.
it.
yeah, I just
Also,
can't get over.
So-
Go ahead, Derek.
I was gonna say, I love how when I normally do this podcast, we try to go through the whole plot like beat by beat and like talk about our notes that we have. We are jumping around so many different points of this movie because there is no plot. To
There
follow.
isn't. There isn't. It starts and then there is the.
It's like there's
beginning. There's that whole middle part.
there's like a semblance of a hero's journey. It's like there's like if you've read the book Save the Cat for like screenwriting stuff, it's like there's a structure for screenwriting. It's like there's definitely like a dark night of the soul where our hero loses everything. He's like sitting
And
as
that-
like
And that is
Okay.
when he loses everything, when he hooks up with a really hot girl and then an even hotter woman is hooking up with him and that girl comes in and he's like, no, wait.
fellas,
That-
don't you just hate it when you're hooking up with a really hot girl and another really hot girl walks in who also kind of likes you?
Yeah.
Ugh, it's the worst. I hate
Hate
it.
that shit.
Am I
So
right, fellas?
relatable.
Cheers.
The hottest girl in my school is at my party. and I'm
Guys,
hooking
the
up with her
hottest
right
girl
now.
in my
They don't even
school.
do-
What?
They don't even do anything to establish why she wants to hook up with Thomas. It's literally just like, she's the hottest girl at the party, Thomas. You gotta get that. And there's
She's
no.
high
they have,
on
like-
ecstasy.
It's so
Yeah.
crazy. I was just like, wait, how did we get here? She wants to fuck Thomas? Like, why? Like, how did we
Because
get
Thomas
there?
is cool now. Thomas threw a big ass party. Everyone wants to fuck Thomas now.
Clout chaser. It is really one of those things where it just is, and it's weird that within the confines, if you don't have to think about this too hard, but within the confines of the movie, it is weird that we're watching this through the lens of a dude filming them in the closet.
A child.
Oh,
like,
that's that scared me the whole time. I was like, this feels like something I should not be watching. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna
This-
say
That
that.
was
Like
incredibly
watching this movie as a 26-year-old, seeing children, like people who are supposed to be in high school, take off their shirts.
mm,
So
Mhm.
odd, so uncomfy.
There's within the confines of this movie, there's so many underage women naked in this movie. And
And-
everybody was like, yep.
Older dudes just at this party.
this wouldn't have happened if we didn't take prayer out of schools.
I mean,
Look, they said the Pledge of Allegiance every single morning. They would not be at this part. Anyway. I got one big thing is somebody that has worked in news. The news isn't showing up first to this. A helicopter,
They
the
were there before the police.
police. Yeah, before the police. Like they show up with a news helicopter, and Thomas is like, "Fuck you," like that. Which, okay, but like that whole thing. The news isn't going to a massive party. They're not in Pasadena. You got like OJ going down the street in a chase. Like you're not going to use that helicopter time to go to a massive backyard party before the cops show up.
So there was so speaking of that news scene, that's like right before he jumps off into like the bouncy house. There was a point in time where I was watching this movie wishing it was a better movie and like trying to figure out how to make it a better movie. And the dark thought crossed my head, what if one of these kids jumped into that bounce house and died? Like, that would have changed the entire trajectory of this movie and these kids' lives.
JB jumps off and snaps his neck instead of his finger, and they're just like, oh no. It's just,
I did love how everybody was like silently looking on until he laughed, and everybody was like, "Yeah!" I was like, "That is real life. Like that is definitely how that works."
Is he dead? And then it's just like, no, okay. Yeah.
It would have been a nice little inciting incident for why everything devolves into madness.
The ending of this movie is so batshit insane.
Insane.
That they did. It makes me think they had no idea how to end it.
Well, that's because it has no plot or character development. So how do you end a party? You can't just end the party.
You just had the police break it up. To be honest,
I mean, that's what they did. They just did like the most insane Call of Duty version of that.
Yeah. Bring the flamethrower.
You take all of that out. That doesn't make
it feels like a 6-year-old describing his like G.I. Joe play session that he had. He's like, and then the police showed up and the file guy, he was blowing the flamethrower, and then they exploded in the RV and he survived it with his wounds. He has severe injuries. It's like
he has burns over like 60% of his body. It's gonna really.
He looks
suck.
like a melted Barbie doll, but it's okay.
Because you're up to a point, like, yeah, they start to destroy the house and everything. Like, it would have been destroyed just enough for him to still get in trouble. Also, you could have done the whole inciting a riot thing without burning down the neighborhood.
And that's like the only part
you're
of the movie
you're already in trouble. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to like put these kids' lives on the line. You know what I mean? There's no reason to like he commits mass murder because he's like spraying napalm across a Pasadena neighborhood
because he's missing his ecstasy gnome.
That is all gone. It's all gone.
Ecstasy that valuable that she like burned down the neighborhood and like in front of the police and God and everyone.
That was a lot of E. That was a lot of E.
I didn't realize they stole the gnome because it had ecstasy in it. So
they didn't.
I was like, why does he care about the gnome so much? Then I was like reading stuff. I was like, oh, that makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, they didn't know that, and we didn't either until
he still overreacted, but.
Dude, him chasing down that car on foot is fucking hilarious to this day. I'm sorry.
I love how he overreacted. Like he should have thought about it a little longer before he brought out the flamethrower.
Yeah, when he comes up and they hit him or he holds onto the car or whatever, and then they're like kind of stopped at a stoplight and he runs up and he's like, oh fuck, he's like the fucking Terminator. That was actually pretty funny. It makes no sense. And then another thing that the huge plot hole, or not even plot hole, something that would not happen in real life, is when the cops show up, which is also kind of a funny bit, and he's just like flipping off the dude like Brad or whatever. He's like,
Rob the neighbor.
Yeah, Rob. Yeah, he's like, fuck you,
Rob.
Yeah, 2,000 people in that backyard aren't that quiet.
Yeah,
there's one dickhead. There's one dickhead that's like, penis.
Yes.
There's gonna be there's one of those freshmen that were there is literally just like penis.
Penis, and they're like, "What the fuck is going on?"
The cop would have been like, "What the fuck is going on in your backyard?"
Yeah, the cop's just leaving. I was like, "Okay, sure."
Okay.
Yeah, I saw 2 kids. I got a noise complaint. I only see 2 kids. I'm just not gonna look. Not gonna. He said we can't come in. Guess we can't come in. Like, no, that's not how cops work. Ever.
He said, "Oh man, he knows his rights." Dang it.
Goddamn, having awareness of his civil liberties. Hate that guy.
Everybody's a lawyer now.
Foiled again by the Constitution.
The law says you cannot because we say you may not.
Oh man, technically I've been a man since my 13th birthday in my culture. I think that just is so stupid, but it probably gave agency to a lot of white kids at parties to be like, hey, you can't come in. They're like, no, fuck you. Like and like frat houses across the nation. Like, I don't think you could come in. They're like, that's not how
Where's
this
your
works,
warrant, big dog?
And cops are just like, bro, we can see teenage drinking happening.
I
Like,
literally can see the fucking beer bottles, and everybody here is 19.
Yeah.
Your floor looks soggy with alcohol. I'm going to arrest you.
I smell like I can light your breath. It smells like you can light your breath on fire. We're not going to do this right now. You're going to go to jail. We're going to arrest the rest of the people in here. Dex, you mentioned it too. And the last thing that I have about this stupid ass movie was that they're drinking since like 9:30.
yeah.
And on top of that,
until like 6 a.m.
on top of that, taking ecstasy, I'm done. But they still have enough coherent thoughts to one, not get run over by like a flamethrower or whatever, not get burned up in that, but also to run away conscious enough to get away from the police.
Yeah,
They're
they're
crazy.
dodging a war, like dodging flashbangs, like this is fucking Call of Duty.
They're in a war zone.
I am passed out, and maybe I'm a lightweight now, but I am passed out 12:30 easy. I'm just like,
he also does drugs for the first time, and they're just like strangely always kind of aware. I'm just like, that's not how this party goes. Those kids are passed out by 10:30, and everybody else is just destroying the house.
yeah, exactly. Especially if they're supposed to be these nerdy kids that don't drink. You know what I mean? Like first time I drank, I had like 5 lukewarm Bud Lights and threw up. Like it's not like.
Also, these are children. They have no idea how to mix drinks. There's so much alcohol in every single cup that they consume.
Exactly. And they're doing like tequila, like people are mixing there is so much throw up in this fucking party. There's
Kids are like swimming and shit after taking ecstasy and drinking for 6 hours.
There's
like,
no way.
dude.
There's no way that there is not like mass casualties at this party. Like
they find a body at the bottom of that pool under that Mercedes when they lift it up. They're like, oh shit.
They're wading through corpses at this party. It's not fun. None of this looked fun. Like even you know like post pandemic, none of this looked fun. I'm just like, this looks awful. This looks like what I think hell is.
Not gonna lie to you, it looked kind of fun to me.
Okay. You're the one that tweets about. Wait, are you the one that tweets about how you don't think that music festivals look fun?
Yeah, music festivals don't look fun at all.
But you want
That's
to.
basically what this is.
This is Lollapalooza.
Yeah,
That
this
Lollapalooza-
is Lollapalooza backyard in someone's backyard.
That Lollapalooza photo gave me fucking anxiety the other day. Oh, I was looking at it like
imagine
oh,
having to
no.
go to the bathroom. Jesus Christ.
Especially at this party though, they're like, hey, can I get a beer somewhere? There you just have to wade through so many people, and some dude's always coming up to you like, hey man, I have you in math. Like, fuck yeah, okay, cool.
Hey man, did you finish your book report?
Yeah, cool. I'm just trying to get a drink. Where is the alcohol in here? Oh, it's all inside. Shit.
Not
What
to
did you
mention,
think about The Great Gatsby?
he advertised this party on a radio station.
Yeah, that was the other thing.
Just imagine the people who come to a party from hearing about it on a radio station in
Give me a
2012.
random address on a radio station. If you go to that party, you are a creep, especially because it's full of high schoolers. You are an absolute creep.
You are the worst person in the world.
Also Craigslist, which is maybe even worse.
That was probably the most dated reference of this movie. I found out about this party on Craigslist. I'm like,
I
shut
can't
the
imagine
fuck
seeing
up.
a house party address on Craigslist and being like, yeah, fuck it, I'll go to that. Like, what?
No, you're absolutely getting murdered with an axe.
Hey, I'm here for the party. You are the party. Oh God.
You are being human trafficked. We're going to Mexico.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, like the amount of Wacoans that would show up to a Waco advertised party, it'd just be like, okay.
Yeah, I heard about this on Craigslist. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
You monster, you predator. Like, get out of here.
Oh my god. Anything else about this movie? I said it's like they tried to do super bad with the three main characters, but just less charming.
And it was
A
super
lot
bad.
less charming, which is crazy because you wouldn't think a movie as kind of like a, it's like a fratty humor as Superbad, but there's also a lot of charm in it. And that's what this film was really missing. You need that kind of charm to balance out the fact that basically it's just a movie about dick jokes. Like you have to put some charm in there.
Hot take, Superbad doesn't hold up either.
Not really, but it's a better movie.
It is a better movie, but it also does not hold up at all.
Is incredible, still to this day.
We can't look at movies. We can't look at movies from 2012 and be like, oh, it doesn't hold up anymore.
2007.
They've ruined us. They've ruined us. But there are too many jokes in there. There's like, whoa, they can't say that anymore. But in 2007,
we're too like Twitter poison. We're too Twitter poison to be like to look at this and be like, actually, that's actually disgusting that they would say that right now. Like,
yeah, I'm sorry that you were born in 2002. There were people calling each other big F words out here every single day, and using the term gay as a like add-on. Like it's just like that is just a thing.
We were bad people. We're sorry, but like, what are you gonna do?
We have learned, I think. All right,
we shall see.
Yeah, we're gonna do top people that you will meet at a house party or a party. I expect this list to be chaotic and weird. We're gonna go Derek, Teej, Dex, Royden. Derek, Teej, Dex, Royden. Right after this ad break from Apollo Houston. All right, Derek, go ahead.
Cool. How many are we doing? Are we doing 4?
4.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
I'm gonna live tweet these, by the way.
Sick. Okay. So my first one is the Christian having rapture anxiety while making out with their significant other on a bed.
Oh,
Jesus Christ, that is okay.
There's always one. There's always one. They're making out with their significant other. It's the first time they've ever done it, and they're like, "Oh my God, what if the rapture happens right now? I'm going to hell."
What if God shows up? What would happen if Jesus showed up?
What if God? They always say, "What would Jesus do?" And now here's your chance to find out.
Yours are going to be significantly different from us because of like where you went to school and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be great. I love it.
Yeah, you said it. Just people you would find at a party, right?
Yeah,
got it. Just generally like, oh, well, okay, got it. The people you find at a party.
Yeah.
All right.
So what? Wait, what was your pick again? It was.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me read it again.
In case you didn't hear me,
for the people with the cheap seats. The Christian having rapture anxiety while making out with their significant other on a bed.
That is so specific.
It's great. I love it.
Rapture anxiety is a phrase I've never heard before.
You've never been scared of the rapture?
I have. I just didn't know there was a word for it.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a term.
Yeah,
rapture anxiety. That's me reading the Left Behind books when I was 10. All right.
My pick?
Teej, go ahead.
I'm picking the guy who is way too focused on sex. Obviously, a lot of people who come to a party might be trying to have sex, but this dude, it's his entire goal. And you know within the first 10 seconds that he's not going home with anybody tonight because he's way too focused on the sex part as opposed to just enjoying the party and just like vibing out. He's like way too focused and he's going to fail.
10 p.m. when people start showing up, he's like, hey, you want to go home? Wait, what?
Just got here. It's like I literally just got here. I haven't had a drink yet.
As she's getting out of as she's getting out of the car. Hey, I'm kind of getting tired of this. You want to go back to my apartment? Like,
this place is dead. Let's go.
when you can hear the fun through the door, they're like, "Oh, this place sucks." It's like,
oh my God! All right, Dex.
All right, so I'm gonna take the let's all do shots guy. The guy who just constantly is just like, we're doing shots, we got tequila, let's go. Like, nah, fam, relax. Let's all calm down.
That guy doesn't get ridiculed enough until you're like in your 30s, and then that guy gets constantly ridiculed. But in your 20s, that guy's cool. In your 30s, that guy fucking sucks, and everybody hates him.
Everybody hates. Take a breather.
Let's have a water. We'll have a
Take
water.
some
Why can't I
water.
sip my cocktail at a reasonable pace? Why can't I do that? Why can't
Yeah, man. Like
Let's take a break.
I gotta work in the morning, my guy. Like, I just came out here to have a good time tonight.
That is a man hiding from something.
It always
Facts.
they show up late, and it's always when you're on your third beer, like, hey, JMO, tequila, anybody? We're doing shots. Like, no, we're not. Nope.
Hey, I got some Fireball in my bag.
Oh!
Everybody doing shots?
Oh!
No, we are not doing shots of Fireball. I am 26.
I
It's
got
also
some
so inconsiderate.
fireball
like,
in my backpack that I brought. Why?
We're all having different nights. We all have a different vision for the night. Like you wanting to get flat out wasted because you want to take shots is the night you want to have, and that's your prerogative. So I don't want to have that night. Like I want to go home and like be cool tonight. Like remember the night and wake up early in the morning. Like I'm sorry,
Sir, I don't
It's
have the
like,
same
we could-
demons as you. Like,
Yeah,
we
like,
could all do
I'm not taking
shots.
the pain away. I had a pretty good day today, sir. Like I don't want to drink the pain away.
We could all do shots at the pregame. I'm not buying a round of shots at this fucking bar in Midtown. Like, I don't have $80 to spend right now.
Good Lord. Oh my God. 13-person group. Like, hey, we're buying shots. And like, oh, who's getting charged with this? So nobody's splitting that shit. Anyway.
just Venmo me after. No.
Yeah. I got 2 picks. So I'm gonna go. One is pretty common. The Let's Play a Game girl.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
wow.
texted Darren this, but it's like, oh my God, like you're not like everybody's hanging out, having a good time, kind of talking, shooting the shit, telling jokes, doing everything. And this mostly happens at sort of like a lower, like 10, 15 people hanging out. And then it'll be like,
Mhm.
let's play King's Cup. Like, fuck, what
That
shit.
game fucking sucks.
Yeah. Like, does anybody have any like beer dye or anything like that? And you're like, oh my God, can we not just drink beer and talk?
Yeah, it's like, dude, I could just drink. I don't need a game.
I don't want to drink a cup with gin in it and whiskey in it and beer in it, and like I don't want to drink that cup. That's disgusting. Like, no, this game sucks. Nobody's ever been happy
Again-
that somebody suggested King's Cup at a party. No one's ever been happy.
Again, ma'am, I don't have the same demons as you. Like, please don't subject me to this.
Like you're gonna turn this night on its head really quickly, and I don't want to be here for that. The next pick, and also, and this goes back to high school, is dude who brings his guitar.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. Oh man, let me. Y'all know John Cougar Millenkamp for some of you.
This is Wonderwall.
I
Well,
wish
anyway.
you would step back from that. Oh my God.
I don't practice sensoria.
Oh my God. Yeah, just dude that shows up with a guitar, like, oh my God, we're just trying to smoke and like drink and have a good time. You don't have to.
Even worse, I'm just also speaking from my experience. This is not like a universal experience, but if it's the Christian guy that's coming to the party with a guitar, he's definitely singing a worship song in the middle of
Oh.
everyone drinking.
Shut the fuck up. We don't want to hear oceans, bro.
And oh, how he loves us so. David
No
Crowder,
one-
not right now.
No one wants to hear "Reckless Love." They're fucked up.
Like 5 people are getting these jokes, but we're on the same wing.
I'm sorry. It's just it's
No,
in
I
my
get it.
nature.
I get it. Dax, next pick.
All right, so this guy or girl is actually just super clutch, and I love them. The first person to go outside, because
Yeah,
There's always-
that's awesome. Yeah.
there's always that person who is like, "Oh shit, there's a patio. I'm going outside," and then everybody follows.
He said, "Oh, I didn't see the fire pit."
Oh hell yeah, we're going outside. It's hot in here. Let's go.
Oh, you have brick columns. Okay.
Oh, this is elevated. This is like upstairs. Okay.
Oh, you have a deck. Oh my god.
Look
Oh,
at
there's
this
like a-
view.
There's a hot tub out here. Ooh, this is nice,
This is nice.
girl.
It don't smell like roaches or nothing.
Oh my God. Yeah, there it always is. It's just like, oh, this is kind of stuffy in here. Let's go outside. And then you can breathe. You're just like, Oh,
Holy shit! I'm so glad you found this
Then you
fucking
can
door.
breathe.
oh my god. All right. Tej, go ahead.
I'm picking the guy who starts breakdancing. And I'm not sure how I feel about that guy, but generally speaking, I'm not into him. But the guy who starts breakdancing.
This puts your age into question because I
That's true.
haven't ever seen this happen.
Oh God, I cannot
He's-
tell. how many
no.
times I've
You know
been
the
to
guy-
breakdancing.
You know the guy that starts breakdancing and the Run DMC is just playing?
He's got a boombox. You ever seen this guy?
There's just a cardboard box
Tricky
laid out on the
starts
floor.
But there is that guy or girl who is just like on the ground doing like the spinning leg thing.
Or they would do the worm, I guess, from your generation.
Yeah, they do the
Yeah.
fucking worm.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
there we
relax.
go.
Then now it's probably the guy who does the whatever the most popular dance is from TikTok.
TikTok.
But there's probably all of them
Yeah.
doing that, so it probably doesn't stand out as much as a breakdance dude. Because all the kids are doing the same dances because they get them from the
Right.
first place.
It's all the same thing.
All right, Derek, go ahead.
2 picks.
Okay. 2.
Dose.
Okay, this kind of ties into Royden's the girl that wants to play a game, but I want to elevate that a little bit. Mine is the girl that just has a Ouija board.
God.
You know,
But at the end of the night, everybody's gone home. Everybody's going home. There's like 5 people left. Hey guys.
you want to talk to my
I
dead
have a
grandma?
Ouija board.
You want to talk to my dead Yes, you want to talk to my dead grandma? That's hilarious.
Brianna, no, we do not want to talk to Mimo right now.
It's always a girl named Brianna. And she's been in the corner of the house the whole night.
Everybody's kind of leaving. It's just like the roommates left, and it's just Brianna over there, just like, hey guys.
She said, "Want to see some weird shit?" She pulls out a Mattel branded Ouija board.
You buy at Walmart for $7.99.
She says, "Who wants to go first?"
Oh my god.
Or they have tarot cards. Those are also the same people.
She
Y'all
says,
do a tarot reading right now?
She says, "Who wants to have a reading?" I said, "No, I want to go to bed."
I would like to go to sleep. It's 2 in the morning. Oh my god. That's great. Second pick.
I had so much fun making these. I've really honestly like never been to a party, so these are all just like these are all people that I would want at a party.
No, but you've been to enough hangouts.
Yeah,
There are
yeah.
people that are like, hey guys, you want to see some weird shit? And you're like, oh no.
The Ouija board girl hanging out with the rapture anxiety dude is just
They're always at the same party.
Incredible content.
My second pick, or my third pick, I guess. The host's much younger sibling that doesn't need to be exposed to this debauchery.
Yes. hey, this is my brother Kyle. Is it cool if he hangs?
It's always some 8-year-old who his mom's like, "You have to babysit Kyle tonight. We're going to Olive Garden." It's like, "Mom, no, I have a party."
Oh my god, Mom.
Kyle's always he's always digging his sticky little hands in the peanut bowl. It's like, Kyle, stop.
Hey, you got games on your phone? Jesus Christ.
He's got nose crusties just constantly. His brother doesn't know how to clean his nose. Put Kyle to bed.
It's either that young or like just in the range of somebody like 3 years younger than you, where it's like you're not 21. You're like, yeah, it's my brother Josh from high school. Like, is it cool if he hangs? Like, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's cool. My mom says I can do it as long as I'm in the house.
As long as I'm with him, it's fine. You're like, yeah, no, it is not. He drinks like he drinks like 4 Busch Lights, and you got to go pick him up off the ground later.
He's fighting his ex-girlfriend in the parking lot.
Tej, good lord, great picks. Tej, next pick.
I'm going with guy or girl who gets too drunk and has to be taken care of by other party goers.
Okay. Yep.
Mm.
Goes without explanation.
I apologize to anyone who was triggered by my past actions.
I would like to. I would like to also apologize to my friends and family for being said guy and throwing up on the outside of someone that I didn't know's car when they drove me home freshman year. I'd like to apologize for that. I'm better now. I don't throw up.
I would like to apologize to everyone that has had to see me cry at a party because someone's innocuous comment about my clothes made me hurt.
Yeah. The thing with that was always just like, oh my God, Stacy's so drunk, and you're just like, okay, and then Stacy's just like, I'm not that drunk. she always
fine.
Yeah, they always pop up. It's always a dude always tries to get in a fight or something, but it's always a girl is so indignant where it's just like, I'm not fucked
I only
up.
had like 2 drinks.
It's just like, oh,
I don't even know who you
say?
are. Get away from me.
oh my God. Yeah. Okay. So Dex, next pick.
All right, so I'm gonna take the people who do choreographed dances from camp to songs. They're always so fucking serious about like, oh, we did this dance to Good Feeling by Flo Rida at summer camp. I still remember every single step. And it's like, fam, we're not 7 years old. Like, you don't need to be doing these like fucking junior squirrel like moves and shit. Like, we're good. This is not Pineco, bro. Like, go on.
As someone who's worked at a summer camp for truly 7 years, there will always be one kid at a party in college. It's like, hey, can you play Listen to Your Heart? Can you play 500 Miles? I have a really sick dance.
Oh my God.
You do not have a sick dance. Please stop doing that shit. You're
No, you have
embarrassing
an
us.
undiagnosed mental illness.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm gonna go with hey, do you have any cigarettes, guy?
Oh, that guy's at every party.
Yeah. Hey, anybody got a light? Anybody got any you gotta or if you in a previous life, sorry, don't think worse of me. If you have a pack of cigarettes, somebody's like, you'll see this guy 15 times during the night. Hey man, can I get a smoke? Like, dude, if you knew you were gonna do this, like, it's a terrible habit. But cigarettes are expensive, dude. They're like, it's $8 a pack now. Like, it just is one of those things.
Like, why didn't he prepare?
Yeah, you gotta prepare. You gotta prepare, but he never buys them either because it's always just like, oh, I only smoke when I drink.
That's the thing.
Because other people.
That's why
are
they
paying
never
for it.
have them but you knew you were going to drink tonight, so you
Yeah.
could just stop by this.
You knew.
Yeah.
You knew what you were doing.
Yeah, you knew. And
Also,
then,
shout out to the guy who just like asked everyone for a lighter. It's like, bro, do I look like I have a fucking lighter on me?
yeah, what I look like. And then I gotta take this because it transcends generations and even into like it is a couple that will not stop arguing.
Oh my God.
They start at a 10 and they are just continuing at a 10 3 hours in. They show up
until they are both belligerently drunk and
Yeah.
literally saying
Even
that
worse.
they hope they see each other die in like various horrible ways.
Just going
Fine.
full
Go
Rod and
fuck
Sam.
Brad.
from
I don't
Jersey
care.
Shore. Go fuck Brad.
Go fuck. I don't care if you take 10 dicks tonight. Oh, you would like that if I took 10 dicks tonight, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? You're just
I saw
cool.
the
And
I
everybody's
saw the
like,
girl you were
"Oh."
Snapchatting and I put sugar in her gas tank.
And everybody at the party is just like, okay. Especially if there's not a lot of people there. If it's like, especially at a high school party, you'll always see this. Is just, I remember just like someone, I saw your text messages, and you're just, oh no, not tonight, not tonight.
Not tonight,
All the
Amber Lynn.
places to have this conversation. You chose this party.
Yeah.
You always do this, Denise. You always fucking do this.
And it usually happens too with a dude. It's either a girl yelling or a guy that just could not give a shit. It's just like she's yelling at him. He's like, whatever, man, whatever.
The guys normally, I was like, bro, stop, bro. Like, this is too much. Like,
oh my God, yo,
shut up. Like, and she is literally like screaming, spittle flying in his face.
Whatever. I don't even care. And then that night he's like, I love you. Like, I messed up. I'm so sorry.
She said, yeah, daddy.
And they do it all again the very next weekend at the next party.
Oh, toxic couple.
They said this weekend was a movie. Yeah, Marriage Story. The weekend was Marriage Story.
I wish you were dead.
Every morning I wake up and I wish you were dead.
Oh my God.
You shouldn't be mad that I fucked her. You should be mad that I had a laugh with her.
They're just like, okay. Are they doing Marriage Story right now? This is a really good Marriage Story.
Derek, you remember way more quotes from Marriage Story than
film school parties be like.
Objectively good film.
Oh, that film makes me sad. Dex, next pick.
I'm kind of between two because this is my last one. Let's see what we're gonna do here. I'm gonna take the guy who won't put down the house pet.
Oh, that's me. I'm triggered. I'm very triggered by this.
They just they want to be like the hub of conversation, so they just like carry a dog around the entire night.
That's me.
Yep.
That's my go-to move. It's always has been. You go find the dog. You are the king of the party. You just go find the dog.
Most of the time, that man is tied in with a man that cannot stop thinking about sex.
Yeah,
he's carrying the house pet around like, hey, you want to leave with the dog?
Hey, we can take this dog. We can borrow it. It's totally fine.
We can take this
totally fine.
dog to my apartment. I have a dog that looks just like this in my apartment. You want to see
it? Dude, this dog loves me, dude. He just can't get enough of me. He won't go to other people. He just only wants to hang out with me. Like, this dog just fucking loves me.
You describe my fiance where it's like I'll just be talking to some person that I've never met, and they're like, "This is the best person I've ever." Hey, Caitlin, and she's just like in the corner with a Great Dane. You're just like, okay, cool. You have fun. All right, Deej, next pick.
Is it on me?
Yeah.
I'm going to take the girl who's not having any fun at all, but she's taking pictures and videos as if she's having fun.
Oh,
she's hating her night. She can't wait to be home watching reruns of Dawson's Creek or whatever sitcom that she's watching or whatever girly show that she's watching with some wine and some pizza. But for the hour that she's at this party, you're going to think that she's having the time of her life. If you look at her story, you're going to think that she's having an incredible time.
No, you look at her story and you look at her story and she's like, with my besties. And she's just like, looks like she's having a blast as soon as she puts the phone down.
Arms crossed, brow furrowed, mood.
She hates every man at the party.
There.
She does not want to talk to any man at the party. She hates half of her friends that are at the party. But our story is going to look like she's living the best life.
Her friends hate her too. Let me just women, if you're wondering who that friend is, you're it.
That is a great pick in the final round.
Value pick right there. All right, Derek, what is your very niche last pick?
Well, they get less and less niche. I'm also in between two. But I think I'm gonna pick the pick me girl trying to break up a fight. Where there's these two guys about to get into a fight, or they're in a fight, and she goes up to one, she's like, Brad, look at me, look in my eyes, you're not like this isn't you.
Just calm down.
Stop.
It's not worth it.
Oh my God.
Listen to me, Brad.
No, take some deep breaths. No, stop. And she's like hands shaking like she is like defusing a bomb.
And like two dudes are about to get in a fight, and then she accidentally gets pushed down and then wears a knee brace the rest of like high school.
And she's like looking back at the other guy. She's like, Kyle, stop. You're only making it, Kyle. That is her job at the party. It's to go to the boy that she would like to date.
Oh my God.
Act like, Brad, you're not like this. This isn't you. You're drunk.
Do your breathing.
Incredible. You're like, what if your dad finds out? Stop.
Your dad's a lawyer. He can't.
All right, so we got some listener responses. Connor Soros Rex goes, someone better take the rich guy with low self-esteem who makes half a dozen beer runs over the course of the night because it gives him a rush when people cheer his return.
Hey, that guy's a legend. I don't care why he's doing it. That guy's an absolute legend.
Hey,
He's
man.
party going.
It is awesome when they're just like, hey, we don't have anything. It's like in Texas, because I think beer cuts off on a Friday at like midnight. It's always like 11:39. They're just like, I got you, dude. And they come back with like 3:30 rags. Oh, fucking yeah. And it is. And then somebody said, Tally V said, the one who always cries, which is, yep.
I thought about the one who always cries. I love you guys, man. I just want to tell you.
It's the I love you guys person, or the just like, I just don't know what I'm really doing here with my life. And I'm just like having an existential crisis.
Like, I'm like in the middle of a spiral, and it's just like really, really hard for me.
And here to take my mind off it, but I just can't, guys. I just
can't. It's just like every time I hear this song, I think of it.
And dudes, for dudes, for dudes, it'll be like, no, man, I'm not fucking upset that she's here with somebody, man. I'm just not.
Like lips as small as they can get. No, man, I'm fine.
No,
I'm fine.
she can be with like whoever she wants to be, man. Like, I don't.
That is like.
What's the thing that bothering me?
That's a precursor to a hole in the drywall.
There's also your senior year. There's always the person who's like, "This is our last party."
I did want to bring up the other one that I was going to do besides the Pick Me Girl, and it's the karaoke theater kid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's
always the theater kid that's like, I want to sing I Dreamed a Dream in the middle of this party when it's like right after Lil Wayne. Just like they want to audition for their friends. It's
the other one. The other one I almost picked was the person who like is not going to be able to afford food tomorrow, so is trying to like save everything. Like they're like fucking making to-go plates and shit, and they're like super hyped about the pizza rolls. And
oh man, did you make enough for me to like grab a handful? Like how many can we get like to start out with?
Yeah, like also, no judgment, but we've all seen that guy. It's like, yeah, you have no money left in you.
There's also guy who gets incredibly drunk and or stoned and is just like, when we ordering food, when we didn't do that, what was it? We're just like, dude, it is only 11:30, and you're just like, oh, okay. 10 minutes later, I really need some Taco Bell, man.
Yeah, Waco, Texas edition. There's always the check stop girl.
You want to drive 30 minutes? You want to drive 35 minutes out of the way to go to check stop?
Grab some fucking kolache. Like, I know they're open. It's 24 hours. We get it, but no, we're good right here.
It is an hour-long round trip. No thanks.
By the time you get back home, you're already sober, and you're just like, I don't want these anymore.
Oh my God, we had a story like that where it was just a Thursday or some debauchery like that, where it was just like, all right, we're gonna go to check stop. Who can drive? Royden can drive. Not safe. Don't do it. And then we got to check stop. My friends were so drunk that they were like not able to pay for their meals and like all this stuff. They were like couldn't hand like the woman their card or cash and would like drop it on the floor, and there was a cop literally standing at the register. I think he had to have been like, not my job. I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
He doesn't see these debilitatingly drunk college students.
Yeah,
he's like, I need to put a stop to this.
He basically said, not my job. I don't care. But then we came all the way back home. Like I said, it's a 30-minute there, 30-minute back. And we got back and I go, oh shit, I didn't have my license that entire time. So not only would all of us have gone to jail, but also I would have had nothing to defend myself. Do you have your license? Oh no, I don't. How about that?
Actually,
how about that?
Another great person at a party is the person who wants to play Cards Against Humanity but never has any funny cards.
They want to start it so bad, and it's just like, oh well, this isn't any fun anymore.
What?
All my cards are trash, bro. These are all trash cards. What am I
These are all
supposed
trash.
to do?
Did you buy any of the expansion packs?
Oh my god!
What, in y'all's opinion, is the worst day to have a party? Because I think mine is just like on a Tuesday, just like on a Tuesday night. Just get,
well, I mean,
like, just get
Tuesday.
absolutely...
Tuesday stinks to begin with. It's
Yeah.
the worst day of the week.
Yeah. Okay, I'm glad that we're on the same page with that because I just feel like Tuesday is like
Tuesday.
if someone
absolutely
says we're having a party on Tuesday, I'm like, you hurt inside, and I know you do.
There was a move at Baylor because at Baylor they have this thing called Dia de Loso, which is it's literally just a day, class is canceled, and then you're supposed to be like, oh, these fun activities on campus and yada yada. But people just used to use it to get absolutely blackout, belligerent drunk. Like it was really incredible, actually. And it just like
Travis Scott came one time. It was really cool.
Like Waka Flocka came one time. It was just like one of these things where it's like it was always on a Thursday.
I saw a Mike Jones concert in like 2013.
Yeah, they would always do it on a Thursday. They would always do it and for years they had always threatened, okay, well, we're just gonna either cancel it or move it up in the week because it would be like people would start drinking Wednesday at 3 p.m. and then in
the middle of class.
Yeah, and then even teachers that had like tenure and stuff, they're like, we're not having class on Friday. Fuck that. Like I'm going on a long weekend. Y'all can take this time. And so it was just a
They said, I'm going to be at the Travis Scott concert.
Yeah, I'm going to be there.
Class.
So it would just start as like yin yang twins would come to somebody's backyard. So it was just from Wednesday until Sunday when you finally came out of your blackout was like how it used to be. Now they're like, oh, it's going to be on a Tuesday. And they thought that would help.
No,
you
Nope.
idiots.
Nope.
I'm not going to class on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Fuck you.
How does it feel to go to a school that can afford like Travis Scott or whatever? Because we at my little
the school didn't afford it. It was always like daddy's lawyer money.
Yeah.
At my little small Christian school, we're getting Michael W. Smith for homecoming. It's this
Christian
old
artist.
like Christian artist.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
let's be real. Like the Bailey concerts were all like five for fighting. I think like Lecrae came to campus one time, and that was like the coolest Baylor performer of all time. That tells you everything.
Philip Phillips from that one season of
American Idol.
American Idol.
Yeah.
Not
Was
Philip.
was Creed unavailable on the day they brought Michael K. Smith? Was Creed not available that day?
Michael K. Williams.
POD has to be
POD.
available. Like that has to be on that day.
POD.
Oh my God. No. All right. Send in your people at party tweets. We want to see those at One Take Pod. You can find us at One Take Pod on Instagram. Derek, where can they find what y'all are doing on the podcast? We want to come back on. That's all I gotta say.
Oh,
Gotta
for
have us
sure.
back on.
We would absolutely love to have y'all back on. You can find me personally, I guess now at your local party, because I need to make up for lost time, I guess.
Yeah, you need to have a Project X party. Project X party at Derek's
yeah,
place.
be on the lookout for that. Watch out, neighborhoods. I'm coming for you. You can find me at Derek Fultz, DEREKFULTS on all major social media platforms. And you can find the podcast that I am on, Stir the Plot. We watch the first and last 60 seconds of a movie, and we try to guess what happens in between.
We came on for an
Next time we
Akira.
go on, I want to be on the episode. I can't wait.
Oh,
This
yeah,
episode
for
was
sure.
hilarious.
It was so fun the last time
Yeah.
that we went on. We made a Christian movie. We made Footloose out of Akira. So if that's
Footloose out of like an anime movie.
so that's basically it. That it is
That's all you need
the
to know.
Ben 10 stuff on y'all's last podcast had me cracking up. Benjamin Tingerman had me cracking up.
Benjamin Tingerman.
Yeah, so you can find them at Stir the Plot. Go follow them. Rate, subscribe. You can do the same for us on Apple. It really helps. I know a lot of y'all listen to us on Spotify, but if you go ahead and click that follow button on Spotify, it'll help really well. Dex, where can they find some of the dopest Houston merch? Thank you very much.
At Apollo HOU, you can buy a One Take Podcast shirt. We've got Rockets, Astros. We don't have any other sports team in Houston, but if we did, they might have shirts on there too. If anything's too expensive for you, you can use promo code OneTakePod, ONETAKEPOD. Thank you.
And also, who are we supporting?
Hashtag support Florence Pugh. Y'all already know what the business is. We are out here.
And we're out now. Later. Stop recording. Ugh.
That was the best draft we've ever done.